All right, welcome to this explainer. If you're ready to pop the hood on your own digital life, you are absolutely in the right place. Today, we're putting on our data privacy expert hats to audit a massive, totally hidden digital footprint that, well, might literally be sitting on your hard drive right now. We're talking about one of the most widely used pieces of software on the entire planet, Google Chrome.
4 gigabytes. Just let that number sink in for a second. That is roughly the size of a full high-definition movie. Now, I want you to imagine 4 gigabytes of your personal storage space just vanishing, poof, completely in the background, without a single notification, no pop-up, absolutely zero warning.
It's kind of the ultimate digital mystery, right? Where did your disk space actually go? Well, recent forensic audits have revealed that Google Chrome has been quietly hoarding something pretty heavy on millions of devices. It's a hidden, built-in large language model called Gemini Nano. And today, we are going to trace the exact evidence of this digital deployment to understand what exactly Chrome is doing on your computer.
So here is the roadmap for our forensic audit today. We're going to start with the mechanics of the silent install, look at how Chrome profiles your hardware, examine the potentially misleading user interface, uncover the hidden controls, and finally, look at the staggering legal implications. Let's get into it. Section 1. The 4 gigabyte silent install. We're going to take a forensic look into this anomaly, which was meticulously documented by privacy expert Alexander Hoff. So deep inside your Chrome user profile directory, there's a folder with a highly technical, completely unremarkable name, OptGuideOnDeviceModel. But if you actually look inside that folder, you're going to find a massive 4 gigabyte file simply called weights.bin. According to Hoff's audit, this file contains the literal weights, the actual neural network data for Gemini Nano, which is Google's on-device large language model. And the kicker? It was quietly packaged and pushed out with regular Chrome browser updates.
To prove exactly how stealthy this whole thing is, Hanf set up a brand new Apple Mac, installed Chrome, and then just left it alone. Zero human input. By digging into the deep system event logs, he found that the entire download and installation process of this huge file took exactly 14 minutes and 28 seconds. And during that entire time, 0 clicks, 0 consent screens, and 0 notifications. It just showed up, completely uninvited.
Section 2. Profiling your hardware. Which brings up a really important question. How does Chrome even know your computer can handle this? The audit outlines exactly how the browser operates totally autonomously here. Behind the scenes, Chrome literally scans your system's hardware. It checks your CPU class, your GPU, and specifically looks to see if you have enough video RAM, usually looking for 16 gigabytes or more. It is essentially profiling your personal hardware to see if you are an eligible target for their AI distribution. And the wildest part is, it does all of this before you are ever offered a single user-facing AI feature. Moving on to Section 3. The misleading AI UI. Let's look at the incredible sleight of hand auditors reported regarding cloud versus local processing. In the privacy auditing world, there's a concept known as a deceptive design pattern. This happens when an interface misleads a user about what is actually happening with their data. So if you open a recent version of Chrome, you might see this very prominent AI mode button right in the search bar. Naturally, you'd assume that since a 4 gigabyte AI model was just installed directly onto your local hard drive, this AI mode must be using it to keep your searches completely private and local, right? I mean, that makes sense. Wrong. Actually, the most prominent AI feature, that AI mode search pill, sends all your queries straight to Google's cloud servers anyway. As the tech outlet Gigazine reported, the local model that you were paying the storage cost for is only used for background tasks you might never even notice. Things like helping you write text in a box or analyzing pages for scams. There is a total fundamental disconnect between the highly visible user interface and the hidden local processing. Section 4. Hidden controls and reinstalls. Let's examine this crazy reinstall cycle and see what happens when a user tries to reclaim their hard drive space. Okay, so if you find a massive, unexplained file on your computer, your very first instinct is probably to delete it. But here's the truly infuriating reality of this setup. If you delete that .weights.bin file, Chrome treats your action as a system error. The very next time it gets a chance, it silently re-downloads the entire thing. It's like playing whack-a-mole with your own hard drive. You throw it out the front door, and it sneaks right back in through the window. To actually make the deletion stick, early users had to dig into hidden developer tools known as Chrome flags. Now, Google has said they're rolling out a toggle in the system settings, but for millions of people, it remains a heavily obfuscated process. It's automatic to install, but incredibly difficult to permanently remove.
Section 5, breaching European privacy laws. We need to look at how this unilateral distribution holds up against established global privacy rights.
So, the gold standard for digital privacy is informed user consent. That means a company asks you beforehand, explains exactly what they want to do, and gives you clear yes or no buttons. But Chrome's approach with this AI model, it's the exact opposite. No prompts, hidden folders, enforcing an AI model into a web browser bundle without asking.
Alexander Hanf breaks down the specific legal verdict here, and it's pretty damning. Under Article 5.3 of the EU's ePrivacy Directive, a company cannot just store data on your device without explicit prior consent unless you specifically asked for that exact service. You didn't ask for a local large language model, and honestly, Chrome works perfectly fine without it. Furthermore, the GDPR requires transparency and data protection by design. The audit strongly argues your personal hardware simply cannot be commandeered and profiled in the background just to serve a company's future AI roadmap. You have to have a say. Section 6, the staggering environmental cost. Beyond the strict legal breaches, we have to talk about the physical cost this imposes on the planet. Pushing a 4 GB file across the internet requires a lot of electricity. When you force that file onto 100 million unconsenting devices, you generate an estimated 6,000 tons of carbon emissions. If this hits a billion eligible devices, we are talking about pushing 4 exabytes of data. That results in 60,000 tons of CO2 emissions. And remember, that doesn't even factor in the users who delete the file, only for Chrome to aggressively download it all over again.
This quote perfectly highlights the severity of the situation. As Hanf points out, at a billion-device scale, the climate costs are, in his words, insane. This isn't just about a bloated hard drive anymore. According to the audit, it's about a massive corporate entity utilizing immense amounts of global energy and bandwidth to preload assets onto personal computers. And they are doing this all while publicly committing to responsible AI and corporate sustainability.
Which brings us to the core of the issue, and the final thought I really want to leave you with today. When a software company can just silently scan your hardware, decide you are eligible, and drop a 4 GB neural network onto your personal machine without asking, is your device still truly yours? Or has your personal computer just become an unpaid distribution node for big tech's AI ambitions? It's a massive question we all need to be asking as we navigate this wild new frontier. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and definitely keep asking those hard questions about your digital autonomy.